She lives in our hearts rent-free. It's Carmen.
Hi.
A fish fanatic, Jack.
Hiya.
And a man who thinks outside the box, as long as that box contains wine. It's Brady.
Heyo.
We're also, notably, just keeping up with the pattern of 1 week on, 1 week off. We're joined by two guests today. We have Caolan
Hello.
and Kevin.
Hello.
And just to wrap up the intro, because it is an intro this time, I
Wow.
want to introduce our gracious host. He fucks guys like you in prison. It's Adam.
Oh my god, I love it.
You like it?
I love it.
That's quite good.
Okay, so yeah, I like that. So maybe like next time I'll start off not even saying my name and I'll
You'll
just go
fuck
with you
guys in
guys.
prison.
Fuck guys. If anyone doesn't know, that's from Roadhouse.
Yeah, that's a real nice quote that Adam loves.
That's a fantastic. I mean, what an absolutely demoralising thing to say to someone before you're about to fight them to the death. I fuck guys like you in prison.
Sexually intimidate someone. It's the perfect way to do it.
Exactly. So Caolan, before we came on, was giving me some shtick for apparently being a contrarian.
I wasn't giving you stick. I was just pointing out an observation that I thought was fairly amendable.
Fuck me.
Oh my god.
He's brought it.
In case you haven't noticed,
Close the fucking thesaurus, would you?
I
the
know.
only thing I've read in fucking lockdown is a dictionary.
Yeah. No, you are. You're a wee argue person. That's all you seem
A wee argue person.
Yeah.
Man.
Do you want to lend a my
This
thesaurus,
is why
Kieran?
I'm accident to the table.
Yeah.
Argumentative.
That really is the duality of man right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you argue on everything.
I see. This is the thing. I would disagree that I argue and everything, but
Thus proving our point.
no. Yeah.
I've called you contrarian more times than anyone here. I think.
Oh my god, you want a medal?
No. It's not arguing. It's just I like to bring up. There's always a bit of leeway, like a grey area. Most of the time when you're talking about stuff, it's not that I personally believe in some of the things I bring up. It's just that I like to see them represented, or it's fun to just talk a bit. I'm not a yes man.
No, I just think you like going against people.
Yeah, I think that's...
You know what, Carmen? I agree. 100% completely.
Oh, go
And thus the theory is disproven.
Checkmate.
I really hope the microphones pick it up. Caolan and Kevin just vaping away.
I know how to get stuck.
If you want, they
in
can do
vape
it into the microphone.
Please don't. I mean, they weren't very expensive, but that can't be good to listen to.
Going back
It'll
to
just sound like you're going
Roadhouse,
Oh yeah?
Oh.
is it irony that he used to fuck guys like you in prison? He probably got deep-throated by some guy, and then what happens to his throat?
He gets torn out.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
Oh,
shit.
yeah, full circle.
through the circle.
Roadhouse is
That is what I
poetic
like to
masterpiece.
Like a roundhouse kick.
Round
It's
his
like the circle of life.
Yeah.
You ever watch Roadhouse, Kevin?
No.
It's one of those movies that's so impossibly good, despite everything pointing that it should be bad. Kind of like a trailer that came out this week.
Oh no.
I want to talk about.
Of course you want to talk about it.
Exciting time for movies. So we've got.
Hold on.
Wait.
Do you two know what trailer came out this
By any
week?
chance, is it Godzilla versus Kong?
No.
No,
we
we
already
see.
talked about
I
that.
am very excited about that. Oh, by the way, who do you guys think will win?
Well, all
Godzilla.
points go to Godzilla.
Oh, fuck you guys. Get out of this
Yeah,
house.
fuck you guys.
I love
Well,
Kong, but
This,
like,
this is a Kong household.
Apart from Jack.
No, I think Kong will win, but not out of because he's more powerful. I think he'll win because he'll resonate more with audiences.
I was literally about to bring up that point about how he'll probably be the fan favourite on the moral high ground.
Yeah,
But is he the fan favourite? Because a lot of people are saying Godzilla's going to win. which
Well,
would point
Have you
towards
watched
him
the
being-
Godzilla movie?
Yeah.
It is 12 minutes of Godzilla with another hour and 20 of just people running about
Yeah.
talking shit.
I heard the
10 minutes of
second.
Bryan Cranston.
Yeah.
That's right.
All 10 minutes of it.
And no meth.
That was like
Even
a
though
selling
he
point of
featured
that movie.
in the entire trailer.
Yeah.
there was the second movie was quite good.
I never watched the second one
I
because
never
the
watched the
first
second
one came
one.
There's
out.
a second.
Yeah, King Ghidorah's in it. Who else? Mothra,
Killing
Rodan,
Warden is shot.
Yeah.
Rock.
Mothra, Rodan, and then a bunch of other monsters.
I was asking Jack this. We were watching Kong Skull Island in preparation. Why can't they just make a movie that's just the monsters? Why do we always need the human shit?
Monsters don't speak English, Adam.
I feel like
Yeah.
you've just described the Transformers fandom as well. Why does Shia LaBeouf have to be in these films? Why does Marky Mark have to be in these films?
I'm going
mean-
to stop you right there. Shia LaBeouf is a man and a half. He deserves to be in every film.
Marky Mark was in those movies.
Was the Funky Bunch there, though?
We were talking to Caolan and Kevin earlier about being on the podcast and how we go off into tangents and stuff. And we've immediately went
Yep,
off on
I realised we started this by me bringing up a trailer. No, the trailer, I don't know if you saw it. It came out yesterday, the day before. Oh, you fucking seen this trailer, man.
I don't know if is it that one or that one?
Dun, dun, dun,
Yeah,
dun,
that one.
dun, dun. Mortal Kombat.
Oh, fuck, yeah.
the remake in Mortal Kombat.
The memes surrounding that is just hitting an all-time high.
I haven't seen the memes.
Oh, I have. Most of them is comparing it to the other Mortal Kombat movie.
I think, personally, it looks amazing.
Video games in the movies don't work.
Yeah, you see, usually.
Well,
Hitman?
me and Caolan
No.
saw a movie.
No.
Remember?
Okay.
Hitman was
We
not
went
a good
and saw
movie.
Detective Pikachu.
Oh, Detective Pikachu.
That was
I
pretty
skipped
good.
work for that.
Yeah.
And that was the day I quit. Where I didn't give them any notice. I just didn't show up. Actually, that's a lie. I told him that Monday. I was like, yeah, I'm not coming in and work on Friday. And he's like, well, then you'll not have a job. And I was like, no worries.
I heard that Detective Pikachu was kind of bad. Not to reinforce the contrarian in me.
Who'd you hear that from?
Review sites and
Can you
videos.
stop stroking my leg?
So you're saying you haven't watched it?
No, I haven't.
I am under the impression that if you haven't watched the movie, you don't get to have an opinion on the movie.
Yeah, okay. I
Yeah,
respect that.
you think the Snyder Cut is going to be terrible?
I do think it's going to be terrible.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
I
I
watched
respect that. I think, that makes sense, but
No,
I
I'm
I
not
don't
saying-
have an opinion.
Can I add a
I
point
just
to
said
that?
I've heard.
Like,
I just want to say, I'm not saying the Snyder Cut is terrible because I haven't seen the Snyder Cut. I'm saying I think the Snyder Cut is going to be terrible.
Exactly. Just like,
If we're going off that point,
Yeah.
can I really say the Justice League is terrible? Because
Yeah.
I was incredibly blackout drunk
Yeah,
the entire duration of that movie, and I cannot remember a single thing from it.
I mean, if you don't remember it, you can't really say it's bad then, can you?
True.
I think
but
the
it is
best.
bad.
It is bad.
Oh,
No,
it is bad.
If he said it's bad right now, he would be right.
Do you have to directly witness something to say it's bad?
Well, to answer that question, I was drunk throughout the entire movie. I think that speaks for itself.
so if I fell asleep through 20 minutes of Guardians of the Galaxy 2, do I still get to say it's good?
Well, no, because it's a bad movie.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Okay, I disagree with that, but I think it was an
But get where you're
okay
going.
movie, but nothing compared to the first Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. But there's like certain things that are so like, what's the word for it? Like publicized or reviewed or critiqued that you really don't have to watch it to know. Like, classic example, it's always brought up, Citizen Kane.
Yeah.
Has anyone here watched it?
No.
I have. Good movie. It's kind of like an old Wolf of Wall Street in my eyes. But you would all probably agree. It's probably a great movie, but you haven't seen it. Just like, a little bit of a tangent, the Holocaust.
What?
The Holocaust?
The
No,
movie or the actual event?
the actual event.
Funny, I was about to say that too.
Oh.
None of us saw it, but pretty sure it was a bad deal.
Can I just go on record and say something? I think the guy that killed Hitler is a hero.
Alright.
I was in Auschwitz.
During or before during or after the
God, you were
Holocaust?
great. Jesus.
I think that's the title.
I think that is the title.
No, I was in Auschwitz and Birkenau. When 2017, 2018, harrowing.
I thought they were decommissioned.
They're museums. Well, not this kind of museum.
Is that what they told you?
See, how does it set you guys? Like, do you think those sort of things should be attractions? Like,
I don't think it should be
No.
attractions. I think they should be commemorated.
They
But I don't
should
think
be
they
commemorated.
attractions.
But in my opinion, if I wanted to go and look at something extremely depressing, I would go look in the mirror.
Gail's just full of the one-liners today.
yeah.
I've saved them for this podcast. Joe Rogan, please book me.
Yeah.
Is Joe Rogan still podcasting?
Yep.
He sold it to Spotify, didn't he? And he's going on there.
You were watching.
Yeah, me and Jack this week. He reminded me of it. It was like a 4-hour episode of Joe Rogan, Alex Jones, and Eddie Bravo. Eddie Bravo's like a jiu-jitsu guy, and like
Anything to Johnny?
I don't think so. A big conspiracy theorist.
Did that just slip out?
Took Carmen an extra few seconds to catch that one.
Jeez.
Jack, it always gets so warm in your room. It really does.
Well then, sit further away from me.
In fairness, this does seem like a good time to take off my jumper and reveal an actual bit of branded clothing
I
iron.
thought you were going to
Oh, yeah?
say skin.
Well, no, you can see that later though.
That's a little bit of advertising for the podcast.
What would you do if
Sponsored by Hollister.
What'd you do if Caolan took his jumper off and he just had to wash that brick shirt?
I wonder where he got it, but you know what? I
I'd
would.
sue his ass.
Yeah.
Custom made fan merch.
We prefer the term unauthorized
Yes.
fan merch.
Half-assed.
We will see you in court.
It's just a brick I sellotape to a white shirt.
Have you got nothing hidden up your jumper now?
Oh fuck!
I heard that you're
I
a
was-
smuggler.
A switchblade.
I was telling Carmen about this the other day. So myself and Caolan were in school together. Adam was there too, but not all the time. And
Pretty sure I was in school more than you guys.
yeah, you
Yeah.
were. But I was telling Carmen a few stories from when me and Caolan were in school together, and the one thing I couldn't get over, Caolan used to wear this school blazer. We all had to wear it,
Are you talking about the extra pocket?
and Caolan had a rip in his school blazer.
In fairness, it did have a zip, so technically it was a pocket.
Well, whatever. It was a big ass pocket, and Caolan kept in there a 2-liter bottle of Pepsi.
Only up until November, then it
Yeah.
got changed out for a bottle of Schlur.
But still, every day,
Festive.
every day, it was a different 2-liter bottle. You drank 2 liters of Pepsi in school.
I can one up you on that. I drank 2 litres of Pepsi before lunch.
I don't know how you do it. Have you gotten blood tests since? Do you have diabetes?
Is it technically still blood if it's congealed?
That's I saying drum blood from you. It must be like syrup.
Well, in fairness, there was this one time I did have to go for a blood test, and the nurse was really creepy about it. Like, she was wearing a leather jacket with leather trousers.
What?
And I was like, right, you don't look like a nurse, but I was like, you know what, I'll just go for it.
Did she
I
ask
sat-
you for a safe word?
No, the mask was lying there though. And she actually turned round. I was like, oh, can you just put your arm out and blah blah blah. Got into the position. She went, oh yes, they're really nice veins. And at that point, I kind of shit a little. But I kind of had the last laugh because I think she made my blood pressure rise because she stuck the needle in and nothing got absorbed up. Like, it just no blood would come out. She scared the shit out of my blood to make it not move.
What the fuck?
I have like a kind of similar thing. I had like an operation whenever I was like 9 years old, and I
Just
had
the one.
many, but on this occasion I had a French doctor, and I was very, very pale, and he was about to send me off to sleep, and he was like, oh yeah, you have very blue veins, very prominent, and the next thing I'm asleep, and I'm like, what's happening?
Are you? Are you like that when
Not
you're
right
asleep?
now. I'm like, I'm in the moment.
Was it like the anesthetic you breathe in, or was it?
No,
like,
no, he,
Was it passionate throes or just
I was asleep.
so he roofied?
You mentioned blood
basically.
earlier. And that reminded me. Me and Adam were in the forest,
What?
and we were having a conversation about blood.
I have no idea where this is going.
Welcome back to Brokeback Mountain, the review.
We were in
But
the forest.
and then we were walking the dogs.
Yes.
But then I brought up the topic: if you were to splice your DNA
Oh, yeah.
with another creature, what would it be? What did you pick?
I think I picked gorilla.
What would you pick?
If I were to like become a human hybrid with an animal?
Aye.
Oh shit! I
Bear
don't
in mind,
know.
you can't switch it on and off. It's like you have like the attributes
have
of this
this
animal,
forever.
basically. You'll be like deformed.
I would go with like not a gorilla, but like maybe a monkey. Be really like agile and stuff. You know, jump from things.
You
to
just
things.
want hand feet, don't you, Brady?
kind of one hand feet.
Reject humanity. Return to monkey. I think I picked a sugar glider.
A what?
What would you pick?
No, hold on.
Yeah, just take that back a notch.
How
You
you pick
know,
them up?
you know those chipmunks that glide?
Oh yeah, they have like
Yeah.
winged arms.
They,
yeah.
they have like a lot of membrane. Either that or, I know it's redundant, but a shark.
Shark.
Yeah.
Will you be able to breathe?
Are sharks that cool?
Would you rather have upper body shark or lower body shark?
Actually, no, fuck it. I want to be a merman. I mention it.
He's decided.
What would you be?
Eagle, probably.
It's a good one.
You kind of look like Angel from X-Men.
Okay.
Plus
That's
eagles
if you
are-
only had the wings. What if it was like a
It's-
beak you had?
It's either going to be Angel from X-Men or Ellie Diamond
Yeah.
last week.
I was going to say that.
It's no in between.
So that leaves the two guests.
100% snake. those bastards can unhinge their jaws.
You already are.
You're
We
like
brought-
naked.
Exactly. I am a slane, but that's not the point.
Adam, I think we brought up snake. I think you
Yeah.
said snake, and then I said octopus, because the only hard part of an octopus is their beak, so you could get out of anything. What would you pick, Kevin?
It actually kind of works into like a few dreams I've had before, and like no joke, I've dreamed of being a centaur. So
Nice.
like half horse, half man. No, like this is like my Chronicles of Narnia fantasy, where like I'm half horse, half man, and Harry Potter as well. Like,
Oh my
Sounds-
god, I have something to tell you because Adam just didn't want to hear about it.
But
Do you know
after Kevin's finished,
that's about
Yeah.
me done. Don't
Do
worry.
do you know in the first Harry Potter film, whenever Voldemort, or was it the second? I can't remember. Voldemort's like sneaking about the place looking for unicorn blood, and
Yeah.
Harry's in detention, and the centaur comes and saves him.
Yeah.
Well, apparently in the books, I guess I haven't read them.
No, it's in the first movie. Yeah.
Yeah, the other centaur are really raging because it's been like written in the stars that Voldemort's going to kill Harry in the Forbidden Forest.
Mhm.
And then later in the books, the centaur is actually a teacher at one point, and he tells them, "Yeah, it is true, but no one like you don't get timelines whenever you predict stuff." And then in the last one, Harry goes to the Forbidden Forest and gets killed by Voldemort.
Hey guys.
Can I just say
Yeah.
one thing?
Guys, hold on.
It-
I,
It was always gonna be.
I thought we agreed that we weren't supporting Harry Potter anymore.
I know.
Literally last week.
is that
Can I just mention one thing though?
What?
Spoiler warning. Just in case.
Yeah, that's true.
But I have one last thing to ask though, right? So, if the centaurs didn't want to get involved because it was kind of written in destiny,
Yeah.
were they more for Voldemort or against him? Because if you remember, what do you call the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher?
Trelawney.
The wee small woman with the pink. She wore completely pink.
Oh,
Umbridge, Dolores Umbridge.
Oh,
right.
Dolores, yeah.
Hated
But like
her.
when she went into the forest, the centaurs were ready to jump her.
what
she
happened
was-
there? The
I
centaur.
would be ready to
Did
jump
not
Dolores
like her
Umbridge.
at all.
I'll
Like-
tell you what happened.
I
They
think I was
ran a
right.
train on her.
I was gonna say because like they didn't kill her. She's alive in like the next one.
It's not the same though.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is that why she's sitting down there?
I think
In the
so.
next movie, you don't see her move much.
So she got bukkake by centaurs.
Oh, no Bukaki, man.
And that is Kevin's fantasy. I like it.
What do you think of Bukaki by Centaurs as a title?
It's gonna be a good one. Had a couple of good ones so far.
Well, how would that work? Because they've all got 4 legs, so they can't exactly, you know.
But they
Unless they stood up
Oh,
on 2
but they
legs.
have arms as well.
Yeah,
Wait,
but if
wait.
you think about the structure of a horse, your arms aren't that big, Carmen.
But wait, what's the issue here? Why? Could
Maybe they're just wanking themselves off.
yeah,
Like
why?
each other.
How are they incapable of a
Oh.
bukkake then?
Because they've got 4 legs. Like, how are they all going to fit around one for human's head?
Oh yeah.
You
Well,
only really fit under one horse at a time.
I'll tell you how, Kevin. Magic.
Would they have horse-sized dicks or human-sized dicks though?
I think I have more size sticks.
But do they look human or do they look horse? Like imagine a horse-sized human dick or a human-sized horse dick.
Strangely enough,
How
they
are
look
they
fish.
giving birth?
What?
How are they giving birth?
J.K. Rowling, you have many things to answer
J.K.
for.
Rowling,
How have you done
fuck
this?
these transphobic comments against
I
you.
know.
Answer our questions.
Okay, is that this week's Harry Potter section over? Can we move on?
Please.
I always thought centaurs were quite cool, but you know what's cooler than a centaur?
A Minotaur.
A knuckleavi.
A what?
Did you ever read about these?
Knuckleavi.
They're from you ever hear of the islands of Orkney?
Nope.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I have a mate called Orkney.
No, they're like instead of being man from the waist up, it's man from like the center of the horse's back, waist up. It's a cyclops with no skin, and the horse I think is also a cyclops, and it's also like rotten.
So it's a zombie cyclops.
Zombie cyclops, horseman, and
It's Man Bear Pig.
Oh my god, isn't that baby?
I'm
Based
super
on
duper
that
ethereal.
description
So-
alone, without googling what it looks like, I want someone to draw this creature.
let's not.
If someone gets me a page, I will gladly draw it.
You're just going to draw a dick, aren't you?
110%, yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to draw a centaur dick.
Well, is that the knuckly portion of the book?
And the first Jack wants to show us what it looks like.
Okay, whoa, hold on.
Holy
That's
good
not what I was
fuck.
expecting.
I've seen something similar to that,
Okay,
actually.
yeah. I bet
Looks
that's
good.
very Darksiders.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a fucking like Bloodborne boss.
It does indeed.
Ludwig.
But speaking
Oh, it
of
is.
magic,
Speaking of magic,
Me and Kevin decided last week that we were going to book a medium. Just because we thought, fuck it, it'll be a laugh.
Fuck off, no, you didn't.
Yeah,
110%,
yeah.
yeah. Because we were
Was
up
this
his mum.
before or after you listened to our podcast?
Yeah.
This was,
You have listened.
It was
to it.
purely coincidental because it was my mum and her family got a reading. My mum's very into all that and she thinks every medium ever is the best. But apparently this one was the best again, and I was like, right, okay, we'll book it and see how it goes. Some really strange shit happened like over the space of a week.
not even that there, yes, like weird shit that could be just written off as coincidence, like considering I turned
Every time
around
we
to,
mentioned medium in your mum's house, the lights kept flickering.
not even that, they just went off and looked like they were ready to explode for about the next 5 seconds, so I think it's just dodgy electrics. But in saying that, I did start hearing shit late at night, but that just could be because I'm afraid of the dark. I dare you to fucking
Did
say
the
something.
medium die and haunt you?
Not quite.
Not quite,
Have you
although
got a ghost?
No.
probably.
The
Well,
medium herself didn't die.
but come that Wednesday, we were like, right, she's coming today. The only reason we said it to my mum was because she was like, right, we need more people. They asked for 5, we could get 3. She went, fuck it, that'll do. Come Wednesday morning, she texted Kevin asking, you still on today for today, love? He was like, yes, no bother. We literally sat there. She was meant to come at 12:30. It got to what, 10 to 1?
Mm-hmm.
Gets attached from the medium. Sorry, love, not going to be able to make it today. Kevin's like, oh, no worries. And she's like, my mum had a heart attack on Wednesday. And for some reason, the only thing that came into my head was, do you reckon she's seen that coming?
But it was only Tuesday.
Oh no, it was Wednesday. It was Wednesday. We weren't too sure she had it that day.
Wednesday.
Reminds me of a joke. I don't know if
So
it's a
Callie, we're calling you. You better give us a free fucking read.
I think I brought this up in the last one. We were talking about mediums, but my dad told me a story once where, must have been years ago, like a couple of members of my family were getting a reading from a medium, or were supposed to, and the guy, I think it was a guy, was supposed to travel down to meet them, and he cancelled last minute, and he said, sorry, I have to cancel due to unforeseen circumstances. That's fucking ironic.
that is definitely one of your dad's jokes.
Yep.
Ironic, he could see other people in death, but not himself.
No, we're not. We're not the quote Star Wars podcast.
I
You
was-
really thought you'd invite me on? I would not quote Star Wars.
I have a question.
Talk about mediums last week.
No.
No.
What's this about Alex Jones and Eddie Bravo?
Oh fuck,
Fuck,
that's
that's
right.
right.
That's what we were talking about.
Keelan
The
brought
trailer.
up Joe Rogan. Yeah, whatever. Oh yeah, Mortal Kombat looks sick. Fight me if you think it doesn't. I want to go back to, we were talking about centaur orgies or bukkakis,
Why do you want to go back to that?
because Kevin, rightly so, brought up whether or not they could masturbate or get
I
around.
did not.
Oh, I thought that's what you were talking
No,
about.
I was
Good
I
fight.
was just concerned about, you know,
The mental well-being of this group. See him.
Don't pretend you haven't thought about it, Kevin.
we're complicated.
We're all friends here. Which leads me to think, I know monkeys do, I think. Other than monkeys and humans, do any other animals masturbate?
Dolphins?
Dolphins don't masturbate, but
Well,
they
they give
rape.
each other blowjobs. I know
They-
that for a fact.
They
Dogs
rape.
hunt.
Dogs lick as well.
Yeah.
But is that's like... Oh yeah,
I mean, they don't
guess
have
they like
hands, what else
themselves.
is going to do?
But is that not like a cleaning thing? Like, does any other... Because
I've seen dogs get pretty into it. Like,
Stop me if I go too far here, but I
Right,
did
right,
learn
right.
something interesting.
Oh,
And it is on that topic of animals and their sex lives. Did you know ducks are big into rape?
yeah.
What?
That's why they have... Is it corkscrew penises?
I heard bird sex is really painful
Oh,
because of the corkscrew.
Where'd you hear that from?
a duck.
Did you hear it from a bird?
Birds are you talking to?
Jesus.
The ones in the shop.
All sex is painful.
can I actually talk about my mum's dog, right? So, unless this weird animal sexuality thing had been brought up, I wasn't going to talk about it. So my mum has a Shih Tzu called Bella, right? And she's the ugliest Shih Tzu ever. So she's 12 years old now, grey hair, she's got one eye, her hair's matted to shit.
She looks like a cracked up Ewok.
Yeah, really,
Patches.
really does. And every time my sister's 16, and she's that generation where when we were younger we couldn't curse. My sister will walk into the room and go, "Mummy, you have big dick energy," and my mum will be like, "Pfft, okay." We said that back then, we get slapped. So my sister will sit down on the sofa and the dog will jump up on her and she'll push the dog off and be like, "Go away, you whore." Like, this dog,
my God.
this dog's had 3 litters, right? And over
Oh.
the course of the years, the many times that dogs get out. And we find her with the Jack Russell around the corner. And I mean, like, we found her one morning in this girl's garden with the Jack Russell, and they were, like, obviously attached. and she had to boil the kettle, bring boiling water, and throw boiling water over the in between them. It didn't work.
What the fuck?
Oh, I swear to God, this
Use
was
the fireman trick. Stick your thumb up its hole. Or is that only for lockjaw?
So yeah, my mum has a 13-year-old Shih Tzu whore.
So, are
Jack's face through it.
No, is separating dogs not supposed to be really bad for them?
Well, yeah, they don't
pretty
get to
sure
finish.
throwing fucking
No,
water
they
in them is-
lock.
Is that not cats? Cats have spines on their penises.
No,
that,
I know. I know wolves definitely lock when they fuck. So
Lock it,
it
poke
can
it
take
up.
up to an hour for the male wolf to just get off because he physically can't.
How did we get here? Why did this happen?
You invited us to onto the show.
I did.
Yep.
You know, it's your own fault.
It is. I'll be honest. This one is on me.
Well, speaking of mysteries,
All I wanted to do was talk about Mortal Kombat.
Any chance we'll get invaded back?
I would love to do a murder mystery or escape room.
You keep looking at me like I don't want to do it. I think it's a great idea. I just don't think you want to do it this week with these ones all here. I think it's better to wait away.
We almost got to do a murder mystery for our friend.
Way to rub it in.
For our friend's almost for our friend's birthday, and our whole family was in on it. She was going to have her mates down. Granted, it was in the
actually paid
break.
for.
Yeah, paid for. We got our invitations and everything. Until one little bitch decided, "Why aren't I invited?" And my mate's sister was like, "Because you're a slimy cunt, more or less." So
you?
No, that's why I said slimy bitch. I'm a slimy cunt. So her mate's ma turned around, was more or less like, if you go ahead with this murder mystery, we're phoning the cops. It was on Halloween, and I was kind of sitting there like, is it legal to glass a 16-year-old if you don't get
Oh my
caught?
god.
I think you've asked me this before. I'm not gonna lie.
I probably have.
This is the most Belfast centric
That is the
episode
most
we've had yet.
Belfast, absolutely.
I was like, is it alright to glass? I'm 16.
No, that's what I was saying.
Exactly.
No, see this murder mystery, right? Mm-hmm. Every person had a character. You got a script, not a script, kind of talking points. You had personality. We all had to talk in New Orleans accents. We had to wear masks. He had this mad steampunk mask, and I had this Phantom of the Opera mask. We were going to wear capes, suits, everything. This was full on proper murder mystery. And then one of the waitresses was going to be the girl next door, and it's your typical Belfast mask. So everybody's in character and talking New Orleans, and this girl being like, "I'm not doing that shit. No way. I'm not talking that fucking accent." Can you imagine that?
If you're going to do something like this, commit to it.
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea. I just don't think that literally right now would have been a good time to do it.
Yeah.
But if it's something we can plan,
No, here we go again. This is Adam. Contrarian.
this
Like,
is
why,
you.
why would tonight be
No,
bad?
you don't
This is
have
kind of-
patience. You don't have patience. You have to wait for a good thing. See you do.
Plus, we'd need a full squad to actually do it, Aimer and everything.
Yeah.
included.
So why don't we wait until?
But there is a lockdown on.
Yeah. Why don't we wait till restrictions get lifted a little bit more? Hopefully,
You
situation.
can wait, and I'll do it without you.
Have fun doing it by yourself.
I'd
You have
say-
enough faces to play all the characters anyway.
One take will kill it, I can see it.
Well, folks, it's been good. I'm away.
That was the bitchiest thing I've ever heard.
And you
It's
called
a
me
joke.
the snake.
It was a joke.
You just woke up in a bad mood.
What?
Woke up.
You must have woke up in a bad mood. Where did
No.
that come from?
No, that was a joke. I didn't actually mean that.
Okay.
I
I'm
mean, I
not
did.
taking it to heart.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm taking this box around the heart.
Yeah.
All I can hear
Yeah,
is
had a heart.
do you know the way when someone says something really shady on Drag Race, they play that shade music. It's like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what
Why
I'm
the
hearing
fucking?
in my head right now.
Oh, what's the? There's a noise that's in. Yes, Jack. That's the noise.
Hell's
What?
Hell,
That sounded like a depressed
It's-
TIE
what's
fighter.
it?
That's the Hell's
Okay,
Kitchen
wait,
noise.
wait.
Set it.
We'll do a little setup. Wait, hold on, Jack. Right, so it's me and you, Kevin. We're talking shit in the kitchen. Okay.
Who's Gordon Ramsay?
Right, we're talking shit in the
You
kitchen.
fucking dunk!
We're friends.
Where's the fucking
It turns out something goes wrong, and we look around, and then what noise plays?
The fucking scallops are burned.
Yeah.
I really hope that's picked up.
I really hope I find an episode of Hell's Kitchen with that in it, because now I'm curious.
It's in every
It
single
is, it's
episode.
every
I
episode.
haven't
no.
heard it.
Not
You've
only-
been listening for it now, though. It's
Not
Really?
only is it in every episode of Hell's Kitchen, it's in every single reality show. Well, American produced ones.
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
Do you know what always irks me about Hell's Kitchen? How the intro music every season is still like the uppity, like bass.
It makes no fucking sense at all. It's a mess.
Shouldn't be that. Like, should be something else.
If it is
What should
different
it
on
be?
Netflix because it's copyrighted.
It should be like
Oh.
Gordon Ramsay going around with like a knife, like, and all the contestants are like strung up with their hands, and Gordon Ramsay goes around, you know, like
Adam, I
chopping them
told
and
you,
shit.
we're done with the Centaur Bukkake.
Oh fuck.
Jesus.
So yeah, Mortal Kombat anyway. Good.
Justice League next.
Justice League. I'm interested to know, did you, Kevin Caolan, did you watch the Snyder Cut trailer?
Don't like DC.
No,
You don't like
I'm a
I've
Marvel fan. Like.
just blanked anything except for Aquaman. I thought Aquaman was fairly good,
Yes, it was.
Yes, sir.
but everything other than that has been fucking committed to the trauma memory box.
There's no way it can be good, because there's like 3 episodes that weren't in... 3 episodes? Fuck me. 3 characters, at least, that weren't in the original cut.
See the way I see it, you can roll a shit in glitter and make it look nice, but it's still going to be a shit.
No. So,
It's going to be a shit.
if you watch, it was Ridley Scott, Kingdom of Heaven,
Yeah.
the original version. If you watch the cinematic cut, it's like an okay movie, but when you watch the director's cut, it's a fantastic
Is
movie.
that not what they say about Ridley Scott's Blade Runner too?
Yeah, see, yeah, I agree with
He
you.
does really lengthy movies and then they get cut for cinema.
Yeah,
There's a lot of really good shit that gets taken out.
but the difference is, you said it's an alright movie. Justice League is literally, you're not even scraping the bottom of the barrel. You've literally punched a hole through the bottom of the barrel, dug a hole 6 foot under, found Thatcher's corpse, shit in Thatcher's corpse, she's reanimated, took a shit of your shit,
Well, wait.
and then regurgitated it back through the barrel. And that is Justice League.
So here's the thing, Jack. Here's the thing. This Snyder Cut is what, 4 hours long?
Yeah.
Yeah. We've already seen 2 hours of it, and it was shit.
No.
Yeah.
No, apparently none of the Whedon scenes are going to be in it.
Are you joking me?
So you've seen maybe half of it.
Yeah, Whedon did an awful lot of reshoots.
Yeah, Joss Whedon. What was I going to say there? You were saying there, Kevin, you're a big Marvel fan, anyway, or you're just a Marvel fan.
Indeed.
What do you feel about like the next phase of movies? Are you interested in still watching them, or are you kind of burnt out?
Well, watching WandaVision at the minute and seeing Agnes...
No spoilers.
Right,
It's quite a new show.
Right,
no
well,
spoilers.
see, watching all the conspiracy theories and seeing how the next phase is going to play out, I'm not as interested as... What was it, Phase 4, Thanos?
Yeah.
Yeah, not as interested, but it could change my mind. Like, so far, WandaVision's turned out really, really good. Like, they're doing TV in a really good way.
Yeah.
It's like pretty much a feature film split up into episodes.
It's quality.
So
Oh, it is
good
quality.
shit.
I saw something the other day. I don't know if I'll try to find it later, but apparently Marvel is releasing something new every week for the rest of the year.
Oh.
Like every week, there's going to be something new. So, like for the next 3 weeks, there's WandaVision, and then as soon as that ends, the following week, Falcon and Winter Soldier starts, and then after that, it's like what's the superhero's name? Shang-Chi, something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
See,
So
it's funny that you say that because obviously it's Disney, right? And so the Marvel section's going to have something every week. So is Star Wars. So you've got the Bad Batch, you've got Ahsoka, you've got Kenobi.
oh my god,
They're going to have a show lined up for like each quarter of the year.
I can't wait to watch an Obi-Wan Kenobi show.
Oh, honestly, same. Obi-Wan and Ahsoka is the ones I'm most excited for. Then it has to be followed by the Bad Batch.
Did you see
But-
Ray Park's Instagram
Oh,
picture?
Where he was getting a blowjob on his Instagram story.
Yeah, sure.
Ahsoka.
Did you? Are we talking about something different
No,
here?
he put a picture up the other day with
Although Ray Parker
it wasn't
does
the
have
actress of Ahsoka, but it basically just said had great fun dancing and fighting with Ahsoka.
Damn.
And it's either going to be for the Ahsoka show or the Kenobi show.
I feel like that was kind of because most things are put on hold at the minute because of obviously this big fucked off coronavirus. I feel like that
Is that a
there
new strain?
that is a new strain. They say it's mutating, so it's the big fucked off coronavirus now. But I feel like that was from season 7 of Clone Wars. But when he says can't wait to fight you again, that's definitely hinting at Ahsoka.
This is going pretty nerdy even for us.
It's
To be
pretty.
fair, that could have been the girl that voiced Ahsoka in the Clone Wars in that picture.
Is it not kind of scary to you guys though? Like how much Disney has now.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
they
it's not
can.
scary.
It's
It's an
like
empire.
watching
Yeah.
Adam playing Monopoly.
Yeah, 100%.
It's a good
It's
Monopoly.
like George Lucas was the Oak Republic and Kathleen Kennedy is the Galactic Empire.
See,
So who's going to be the First Order? Because that means Disney's just going to turn to shit even worse.
I'm getting like.
I'm only interested in
Finish it.
Marvel shows because of how good I think WandaVision's being executed at the minute.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
And it pains me to say, I think, for the most part, I'm done with Star Wars. I think it has just become a diluted mess, and maybe it always was, but it's lost its charm completely.
In fairness, I believe that, and this is coming from one of the biggest Star Wars fans even I know, and that is just narcissism in itself, but I kind of agree with you on that, where, yes, the sequel trilogy, how do I put this,
They were shit.
is shit.
Yeah.
Right. If I put the banana back in the peel, would it close?
Is that what you were doing?
Each trilogy has its flaw. Because the prequel trilogy,
Prequel trilogy.
fuck me, I've got more of a conversation out of my toaster than that has, honestly, any relevance.
We've got almost all of us here actually. Now to think about it.
Yeah.
Oh shit, yeah.
There's 5 of us here. The only person we're missing is Daniel. Something we did over the first lockdown was
There's 6 of us.
no, the 5 of us here, and we're only missing Daniel, who did this over the first
No,
lockdown.
but there's 6 of us here right now.
Yes,
He's
that's
saying
what
that
I'm saying.
the people who were involved in this,
Yes.
which Carmen wasn't, all of us are here except for Daniel.
Oh.
Yeah, that was
yes.
like a boys' night thing.
Yeah.
We
What was
basically
Yeah.
we got the script for
Oh,
the Phantom
fuck.
Menace, and we all read through it in character voices.
You don't have your feet up on the table like you did there. Just seeing your khaki out the toe.
And I'll be honest, Caolan was the standout.
Don't do
Very
it.
much.
Do not do it.
I'm not going to do it, don't worry. Do you know what? It's funny because I've actually been doing Jar Jar quite a bit more
Oh
recently.
no!
Yeah.
Go do it.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Yeah.
Majority
I
vote.
do Yoda quite well as well. But yeah, I'm not going to do it today. His water was really good, I must say.
No one. We should. Oh, yo.
Yo.
Maybe we'll do the.
No,
Maybe do episode
absolutely not.
episode 3 on the podcast.
That sounds awful.
It does sound awful.
In fairness, when has the first 2 ever sounded good?
That's true.
Can I just say, right? See, going back to the sequel
Trilogy?
trilogy, yeah. That I liked The Force Awakens. I thought it was a solid movie, right? But for me, what ruined it was the first 1 minute of The Last Jedi. So we were obviously walking into the cinema
You're wrong.
and sit down, and the screen came on. I don't care.
But you're wrong.
The
Kevin.
screen came up, right?
How does
And
it feel to be
there's a
so
big
wrong?
battle going on, and the bombers are flying over the capital ship, and Poe somehow manages to hit the brakes on his X-wing and do a wee 360 turn, and suddenly he's facing
I thought he
General Hux.
He has
on
a
the bridge.
handbreaker.
And for me, what killed it was Poe got eye level with him and went, "Who talks first? Do you talk first? Do I talk first?" And I was like, "That's going to be this movie. It's going to be like slapstick humor."
They
It's
fly
garbage.
Yeah.
Can I just say one thing? It looks like drinking out of a colostomy bag.
Bleeping that.
It does. He is.
That's disgusting.
Sorry, it looks like Brady's drinking out of a colostomy bag.
Well done. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It is bag wine though.
It is Wayne in a bag.
Remove.
A colostomy bag.
I've seen one of them attached to my granny in the hospital.
You're about to see one attached to Carmen, where's the sellotape?
If he spits this over my bed, yous are all going to die.
It's a lot of wine.
It's a lot of wine.
It's a lot of wine. I drank a lot of wine this week.
But yeah, the one thing that protected your fella Poe was plot armor. That was literally it. Anything else would have absolutely destroyed
And
that.
the
But
fact
that is
that
the
fans were holding on for him and Finn to be in a gay relationship.
that is the last thing I will say on Star Wars, because looks like he's about 2 seconds away from putting the trigger in his mouth.
Yeah.
You fucking
Right.
did it again.
You said his first name. Right, let's move away from the nerd shit.
Oh, right, is that what you were having the bleep? I
Whoops.
thought you had the bleep colostomy bag. I was like, why, what's so bad about colostomy bags?
It's going to be the shortest episode ever.
Carmen,
I swear.
the bad thing about a colostomy bag is it's full of shit.
Because you said it again, and I went, I'll have to bleep that again. Oh dear.
So, what about sports? Hey guys, manly stuff.
Fuck me, are we playing Trivial Pursuit or something?
UFC 259's coming up. Everyone excited? I know you are. Going back to what you were saying, Kevin, earlier, you were talking about like director's cuts and
Yes.
stuff like that. We were talking recently, and I had this little debate with Daniel. Well, it wasn't really a debate. He has a different opinion.
So a debate.
No, it's not a debate. It's just
An
like,
argument then.
well, I said one thing, and he said, "No, I disagree with that," and we didn't really talk more. But we've been batting around the idea because Jack has serious gaps in his movie knowledge. We made him watch.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought you were about to say serious gaps in his teeth, and I was like, what the fuck is that got any relevance?
So, before moving on with us, you hadn't watched any of the Harry Potter movies, which, again, fuck J.K.
I mean,
Rowling.
I don't feel any better for having watched the
Yes,
Harry Potter
but
In
films.
fairness, Jack, I've never watched all of them to the point where I remember them. I feel like I've probably watched them all at one point in my life.
But there is one trilogy you've not watched. One trilogy to rule them all.
Yes. My favourite.
Yeah.
So,
Wizard is never late. Anyway, yes.
They're taking the hobbits to Isengard.
God,
Yeah.
God.
Jesus Christ. Right, let me finish.
How do we go from Star Wars to Lord of the Rings?
The two
I took it there.
greatest science movies of all time.
Yep. So we were talking. We're like, okay, because obviously you've got the extended editions of Lord of the Rings, which are like 4 hours a piece.
Yes. Okay.
And
I actually have an opinion on this.
Me and Carmen, I introduced you to the movies recently, and we watched all of the extended editions.
Yep.
And
So-
I thought they made the first two great, and I thought they completely ruined
Yeah.
Return of the King.
I have nothing to compare it to.
He's completely right.
can
So-
I just say something?
You don't
next
have to ask
time-
permission.
Next time I'm on the podcast, it better be named Return of the King.
Okay.
Just saying.
But, yeah, no. First two, so Two Towers and Fellowship.
Yeah.
Extended editions are great. They make the movies better. Return of the King, it makes the movie worse somehow.
It does.
It really does. It breaks up. It ruins like the best moment of the movie
Yeah.
because it builds up to it too much.
It's not even that. It kind of like it kind of jumps the shark a bit.
Yeah.
It kind of gives away the reveal before the actual, like the theatrical cut does, and it's kind of disappointing.
Carmen has no idea what we're talking about.
Yeah, one not
Actually,
talk.
there's one scene in the extended I think's really, really good.
Don't
and
spoil it, please.
It's
Is
Lord of
this-
the Rings. It's like
Yeah, Jack
20 years
hasn't
old.
watched it
Yeah,
though.
but Jack hasn't
I don't give
watched
a
it,
shit.
and we're going to.
We're
Keelan,
gonna
stop
watch
talking.
it.
I don't give a shit.
But I give a
Say it.
shit.
No, it's all good.
I give a shit.
Talk not even Lord of the Rings. See The Hobbit, right? So I remember when The Hobbit first came out.
Fuck the Hobbit.
Yeah. Like the first one was like okay, and then the last two were just utterly terrible.
Put it this way, I fell asleep during the first one when you put it on.
Yeah, you did fall asleep. But see if you want to make it even worse, when you talk about extended editions of movies making movies worse, there's one scene in the Battle of the Five Armies, and you know the way King Dane's Billy Connolly, right? And Billy Connolly's a comedian, he's not exactly an actor. There's meant to be a war between elves and dwarves,
Yeah.
and it doesn't happen in the movie, so they actually start fighting first. There's this scene where Thranduil lets off like this massive hail of arrows, heads towards the dwarves, and Billy Connolly shoots these like weird ballista into the air. They're like they twirl around and rip up all the arrows, and he's sitting on this big board and he goes, "Ha ha! How do you like that? The old twirly whirlies." And I remember seeing that for the first time. I was like, "Oh my god! Like who wrote this shit? A 10-year-old could have wrote that. It was so bad."
I don't understand why The Hobbit had to have 3 movies if it was one thing.
Carmen, money grabbing.
It was
that was pretty much it. The Hobbit was it was one book. It was 300 pages long, and they made 3 4-hour movies out of it.
Apparently, I was watching a video. What do you call her? Is it Lindsay Alice?
Oh,
Yeah.
A YouTuber.
She's
and
great.
Yeah, she made a video about how The Hobbit was actually like really detrimental to like New Zealand's like film industry, and how like legislation was brought in because of like how poor like the situation surrounding the movie was.
Oh.
Well, see if you watch the behind the scenes, Peter Jackson was, and I'm surprised to put this in the movies, not in the movies, but like the DVDs behind the scenes. He was so visibly pissed about situations. So he wasn't the original director. They brought someone else in first, and they obviously dropped out. They must have like different.
Am I making up?
like
Was it supposed to
Karen-
be Guillermo del Toro who did it?
I think so. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, and Peter Jackson got brought in after, and he had to like spot check the script, rewrite some stuff, reshoot scenes, and he was like, he basically said with the budget, the script, and the time that they had, it was virtually impossible to make 3 good movies. So I think they actually focused a lot of time on the first one. And the CGI, you can tell CGI in the third one's terrible. Like, the elves look like cardboard cutouts. It's so bad.
It is sad.
Yeah, it's very sad.
I didn't realise that they like filmed it all at once.
Yeah, they filmed them all back to back.
I
They
still
did-
think that's madness.
They did the same thing with
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future. Only the second and third one though.
Yeah.
And then the same thing with Pirates of the Caribbean. Second and third one
Did they?
filmed them back to back. They basically just filmed like 3 movies worth of stuff and made 2 movies out of it.
Speaking of Pirates of the Caribbean, I have to say, see after about third one, fourth one, I believe they start getting to the point where they're that bad, they're good.
No, they're not.
Oh, they're always good.
Not to be an atom about it, but I disagree with you here.
Wow.
Please elaborate.
So the first 3 Pirates of the Caribbean movies are great,
Mm-hmm.
and then the 4th one and the 5th one are objectively bad.
Who's
It's
the
not
main ones?
not.
See, but
so
I kind
bad
of like
they're
them
good.
on an ironic level, in the sense of they've literally just diverged off what Pirates of the Caribbean is
Yeah.
to become this shit show almost. And the only thing I remember from the most recent one was the man with a £10 ball,
That's right. No, they
What type of ball?
cannonball.
Okay.
Jack, get your man out of the gutter.
they played up. So Johnny Depp, Jack Sparrow, was like the main character, but he wasn't really. He was like something that drove the plot forward.
Yeah, it
whereas
was really Will and
Will and Elizabeth
Elizabeth.
were the main characters, and Jack Sparrow was like a catalyst. He was part of the plot.
Don't mention Catalyst, please.
Okay.
Yeah, me and Jack
Well,
have
do you
PTSD.
biology GCSE?
Yeah, look at me. I actually feel biology GCSE. Thanks for reminding me.
Can I just throw in, since we're talking about GCSEs, I was the only one in my class to pass religion, and I turned out gay.
Okay. But yeah, 4th and 5th, they actually make Jack Sparrow the main character. It just doesn't work because he's not meant to be a main character. He doesn't have a story. He's not a character. He's a force in nature.
Or
He's a
maybe-
wild
that's what it
card to
is.
fucked in to try and make the movie interesting.
Yeah,
I
that's all it
hated
is.
the last one because they brought back my favourite character, gave him a terrible story arc, and killed him off.
Who's
Barbosa.
Barbosa. Like, there was no need to bring him back. They gave him the most redundant storyline. It was a redemption arc in a way of like giving him a kid, and he's like trying to find his way back in his last moments, and it was all just
Trash.
ridiculous.
What one had Salma Hayek in it?
That was 4, wasn't it? She was a mermaid.
Yeah, that's my favourite one.
Are you joking?
Is that the one with Blackbeard?
I don't
That's
know.
the one with Blackbeard?
It's the
Are
one
you-
with Salma Hayek though.
See, I'm not going to lie.
Who is
My-
she in it?
What? She's a mermaid? Is she not?
Oh, the
No, she is the
No,
first
she-
mate.
She's Blackbeard's daughter. That's who she is.
My favourite character from all of the whole Pirates of the Caribbean saga, mainly just based on appearance alone, is Davy Jones. Mainly because of the fact I remember seeing, I'm not too sure if it was Dead Man's Chest or the other one,
Where's Anne?
World's End, where when they all do the parlay and meet on land, because Davy Jones can't walk on land,
Oh,
the one
Okay.
actual foot he has is in a bucket of water. And that kind of made me realise, how is that going to actually work,
So,
considering...
I want to bring up something.
wait, no, hang on. Adam just left, but
That's what I wanted to bring up. Adam just left. I don't know what he's doing, but what a cunt is he for even in the middle
I
of
know,
the podcast.
Yeah.
podcast.
He's getting a beer.
no,
Oh, is
I've
he?
just looked on Google to see who the cast was in Pirates 4.
Uh-huh.
It's not Selma Hayek.
Who is
It's
it?
Penelope Cruz.
Serious?
Because I was thinking, why are you saying that? Because Penelope Cruz got pregnant and got her sister to be like a body double throughout the movie.
Can I just say
What
one
was that
thing?
really hot movie? It was Legally Blonde, that's what it was. With that had Selma Hayek in it and she was pretty hot in that. No, that was Selma Blair, sorry.
One thing,
Next
because
one.
Adam's gone now, I am the captain now. And
he's
oh
back.
fuck, never mind, he's back.
My favourite
Adam.
character in Pirates of the Caribbean has got to be the Kraken.
Like the rum.
Yeah.
No,
The Kraken
see at
rum.
the end when it just emerges behind like the ship that in Johnny Depp,
Oh yeah.
and it just consumes the whole thing.
It
It's
wasn't
so cool.
even her.
That's pretty cool.
See that we're talking about Pirates of the Caribbean, right? I have one movie that came to mind there. Have you watched what epic movie?
What?
Epic. Oh yes.
Epic movie. Yes, so there's a bit of a piss take on Pirates of the Caribbean and that, and Narnia, and Harry Potter. Everything
Oh!
we've talked about today is an epic movie.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
With your woman from Cinderella story, the stepmom.
Schindler's Mom. Schindler? No.
Tying it back into Auschwitz.
What's he called from American Pie? Stifler.
Stifler's
Alright.
Yeah, the guard with the big breasts. Schindler.
Tying it back into Auschwitz. I like it.
Yo, hiking.
This is like epic podcast. Oh my god.
I prefer
No.
Narnia to Lord of the Rings.
Well, good for you. You're wrong.
This is yes, you are wrong though.
I want to know what Calvin thinks.
Lord of the Rings is the greatest movies of all time.
Oh, right, okay. Go
I can
ahead.
recite the entire script.
You,
every
you have no
character.
friends here, Carmen.
I agree.
Ain't happening.
You have no power
Calvin,
Do you want?
Hello,
Lord of the Rings or Narnia?
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Is there
Listen,
a
I love C.S. Lewis. He's from here, isn't he?
Woo!
But in this instance, fuck.
Okay.
The books are depressing though.
Do you just want to know something really depressing?
What?
Remember how every time I've had to bleed something, I've been making wee timestamps?
Mhm.
Well, I have to do 2 of them. This one I haven't made timestamps, which means I actually have to listen back to all of this.
Oh, that's such a
Right.
shame.
And it is a goddamn shame.
That's a shame.
Oh, you tired, Jack?
I was just yarning.
What
Right.
time did you get up?
To kind of throw
I woke.
It
I
off
set my
the
alarm
nerd
for
stuff.
10, but woke up at 9:30.
Alright.
Yes, I did.
Go back to the nerd stuff, or throw it off the nerd stuff.
to
What's
throw it
up?
off the nerve stuff. Wee bit of behind the scenes here because I was told to come with a conversation topic prepared.
Ah, fuck.
Oh,
I have one.
I'm making the timestamp so I can cut this.
Oh, I thought you already.
Oh well, fuck you.
I thought it was the medium. No.
Oh no, that was just a story I prepared. But one thing I've actually been quite addicted to
Yeah?
is shitty quotes.
Shitty quotes.
Shitty quotes, such as one I heard that was "Don't piss in my leg and tell me it's raining."
Oh, yeah. That's a good one. Actually,
That is a good one. But it's stuff like that there that actually is getting me through this quarantine. So I was just wondering if you've ever heard of any other shitty quotes.
I've got one I use in work all the time.
Hit me with it.
So the problem is not the problem. The problem is your attitude about the problem.
Oh.
You like that?
you came home from work one day and
Uh-huh.
said something that someone in work had said, and you were like, "It's just the greatest thing I've ever heard in all my life."
Oh, fuck. I
What
can't
was
remember.
that? Do you
Yeah,
remember?
I remember. Well, I have one. And it's not like
Yes,
those
I
ones.
remember it.
What was it?
Thanks, bro.
It was about sleep, and he was saying, when I go
Yeah.
home, I'm going to go to bed." You said,
Ah, that's right. Some real fucking depressed I work with, I guess. Shout out if you're listening. Was like, they were going home a bit early, and they said, I was like, "What are you gonna do when you go home?" They're like, "Oh, I'm probably just gonna go to sleep. I'm not tired. I just don't want to be awake."
Yeah.
And I like felt that.
See, when I mention shitty quotes, that is exactly what I'm after. But
Yeah.
another fucking like the worst one for it has to be like Cheryl Cole, because I remember watching a comedian Joe Lacey yesterday.
Yes, I was gonna say that.
Fucking love him. But he turned around and he more or less mentioned about how he's just shit talking with Cheryl Cole.
Okay.
Because she seems to post all these shitty quotes. Like, one of them he mentioned was 5 plus 2 equals 7, but 3 plus 4 also equals 7. Follow your own path. And I remember him mentioning something about fucking, like, the fast lane isn't always the fastest way to, or no, it was the express checkout may not always be the fastest lane to go to. Follow your own path.
But you can steal.
Exactly. That's literally the first thing that popped in my head. I was like, shoplifting is quicker than anything else. Why not just do that? Granted the fact that you could go to prison, but if you're a minor, fucking go for it. They can't touch you. Unless they're Jeffrey Epstein.
I have 2 quotes. One of them's not shitty, but I really love. It's from Kung Fu Panda. I sell
God.
it there.
Oh,
yeah.
fuck.
Master Oogway, you know. Yesterday's history, tomorrow's a mystery, but today is a gift. That's why they call it the present. Master Oogway, I love it. But the one shitty one, and you're actually the one who said this to me, Caolan.
Hit me with it.
And like most things you say, it's more of a threat. So it's like, you know, like you talk to someone, you're like, "Oh, I'll shove my food so far up," or whatever. Caolan one time said, "I'll shove my food so far up your ass that every time you brush your teeth, you'll get a free pedicure."
To this day, it still stands. I have size 12, so imagine that entering your Jackson.
Talking about like the express lane and also like value for money and getting what you pay for. Like we were considering what ways to get over. Like should we walk? Should we get a taxi? Blah blah blah. And like obviously, if we got a taxi, we're paying for it. Well, I got here really fast, but
And
no,
then you
we
have £100
chose
fee
to.
because taxi men are tights.
Yeah, but we also chose to phone a friend, and that said friend got a cramp in the middle of the
Oh, for
street.
fuck's sake.
Having his foot on the clutch and got a cramp.
So I graciously offered, Caolan and Kevin, drive them over here. Graciously offered to break coronavirus restrictions, so there we go. But on our way over...
Say that, like.
Warning.
Like,
If it's okay for taxi drivers, we were in the back.
Yeah, fuck it. So on the way over...
He had a perspex screen, not because of safety regulations, he just thinks we're tramps.
If I get cut off one more time, I'm gonna fucking lose it. I swear to God.
I didn't even get to talk about my fucking favourite quote.
Should we do that now? Do you want to do that now?
No,
Go
no,
Go ahead,
it doesn't
Jack.
matter. No, it was from Power Rangers, but you don't want to
No,
hear it.
go ahead. Go
Good
ahead.
thing we'll cut him off, carry on.
Go ahead, Brady.
So yeah.
So yeah,
we're
anyway,
driving
so
over.
we're talking about.
Can't.
Really cut down the knife.
But then
And the colostomy bag.
Bleep.
I'm gonna need wine to get through this. You're right there, Adam.
Can I ask you, where the fuck do you think you are? Give me this fucking thing.
It's not my fault, you made me piss myself and look like fucking sure was about to emerge.
Ripping fat bleeps.
We're never gonna get this story done.
Okay.
Sorry.
Continue.
Carry on, Brady.
Everyone
Next
shut
person
the,
talks,
shut
I'll
the
stop.
frick up.
I'm not telling it. You tell it.
What story are we on?
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely a story that's better than an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Nah, you're pushing the limits, sir.
And told better than a Ryan Johnson movie.
Oh yeah. Well, that's not too hard.
I could shit out
Knives
the
out.
alphabet and it'd still be better.
Are you gonna talk about it or
Oh no, I've moved on. Have you not?
drop me?
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't a fucking clue what you're
Yeah,
talking
Adam
about.
doesn't. Actually
Honestly,
know.
neither do I.
Brady prefers to like keep his foot on the clutch, like while uphill, instead of
Yeah,
having it
okay.
completely.
So,
break.
more or less, Brady was generous enough to give us a lift over, and we were more than welcoming to accept the lift, if that's even a proper sentence. I'm
So-
fairly drunk right now.
So we're stopped on a hill, okay? And what, I don't know, how many people in here drive? Only 2? Well, 3. So the 2 drivers, when you're stopped at a hill, you put your foot on the brake, yeah?
I do clutch.
I don't do that. I just put my foot on the clutch and like honed it.
It's probably real bad.
It's real bad for the clutch. It it starts burning all the time.
Why would you do that?
I stopped winding the motor.
Yeah, but yeah, when my foot was on the clutch, resting precariously, got a cramp in my leg, and I almost fucking died. Oh yeah.
That story felt like the equivalent of the Hobbit movies.
Oh,
You really took the piss out of that one.
Can we talk about something, Carmen?
No.
Your attitude this week.
No.
Yeah,
You were pushing me.
Carmen. You need to do one of 2 things. You need to start smoking grass, or you need to start taking beta blockers, because you are
No.
just a ball of
Hang on,
nerves.
no, because Adam and Jack were also present. You were winding me
Always
up.
our
I was
fault.
not winding you up.
Boys, was he winding me up?
Oh, was this yesterday?
We're not
Yeah,
boys, we're
well-
men.
Welcome back to WWE
Do you think he
2021.
was like winding?
I was too busy eating my pasta.
Right, Adam.
Sir, yes.
Was he like winding?
I can neither confirm nor deny within the secretary's.
As Adam's lawyer, I suggest that he responds to every question with no comment.
For someone that's highly opinionated, Adam's very quiet.
You probably got that one out.
No comment.
So, I want to switch gears.
Okay.
I want to talk about something.
You don't want to sit on the clutch.
Oh wow, haha, funny. Funny.
Oh, funny.
Comedy. No, something a little bit more serious. Don't have to dwell on it, but I'd be interested to hear the insight of these 2.
Okay.
Okay, it was something Caolan said earlier, where you made a joke about.
I make a joke about lots of things.
No, you made a joke about you're the only one to pass religion, but you turned out gay,
Yeah.
and it's the phrase "turned out." It's interesting. You always hear the debate like,
Nature versus nurture.
yes, are you born gay, or is it something like you develop into,
Well-
you grow into? I'd be interested as Caolan and Kevin, 2 gay men. I'd be interested to know your opinion.
Right, so, growing up, I always thought that there was something off about me. And I just thought that was like, either I was way beyond my years, which, thanks to the cunts I call friends now, is completely false. But then I thought, fuck it, it may just be that I feel different from everybody. And that kind of turned out to be true, because the only thing I kind of felt when everybody, because I went to an all-boys grammar school.
Walk across the bed with your shoes on one more time and I'm going to fucking kill you, Brady.
Do you go to a grammar school? You must be so smart.
Carmen, only the cunts go to grammar schools, and only the cuntier of cunts stay there.
The only
Cough,
one
cough,
who's, like,
Adam.
not a cunt is Jack and Kevin right now. Good boys.
Exactly. I went to an all-girls school after that, so that just says a lot about me. But more or less, I always felt like there was something kind of different growing up, and that I kind of discovered that when I went to an all-boys school, and they started talking about girls, and obviously the typical quote-unquote lad thing was to go, oh, she has some hole on her, or Lord her tits. And I have never felt more out of place than going, oh yeah, I would, than standing with one of our friends who shall not be mentioned, but his name begins with J and ends with Ack, but not the Jack that's on the podcast.
Yeah.
His second name begins with W.
I
know I'm not allowed to mention. Exactly. So
Oh my god.
then him turning around and more or less going like, oh, this here girl, what do you think of this celebrity and all? I'm like, yeah, 100% would. But in reality, I'm sitting thinking about what ways I would. I'm actually not going to finish that thought, because that could get me done with much more than just one charge.
See, back in... like...
Every week.
back there, like, you
Just blew gin into me.
just sound like animals. Like, back in my school, when someone was hot, we were like, by Jove, the bosom on her.
I would much like your group, dude.
So you're more along the lines of it was something that always existed, but you kind of were aware of it later
It's more what time of your life you recognise it
Yes.
at, because when I was younger, I always knew there was something kind of different, but I
Yeah.
didn't know exactly what it was until I started hitting puberty.
Yeah,
And that way
that's
I
probably
kind of
it.
realised, fuck,
There was something...
I'm kind of one in a... At the time it felt like I was one in a million when I liked boys, because you felt completely isolated.
Yeah.
But then you realise there was more like you, and
Turns
as
out
you
you
kind
went
of got
from 1 in
older,
6.
more in your friends kind of realised, alright, hold on, I'm not the only one in this. So you kind of developed and realised, fuck it, I like
Yeah.
boys, what the fuck's wrong with that?
Exactly. That's the kind of mentality. Are you of a similar mindset, Kevin?
No, mine's completely different.
Really?
Can I just mention one thing before you get into it? This was after having 5 girlfriends that kind of recently turned 6, and more or less realised, fuck it, funny's not my lifestyle. Carry on.
So most people I've talked to have a very similar storyline to Caolan's, but yep, mine's is very different. For me, it was more like a household I grew up in. Like, I was very quiet as a kid, very in the background, and like our family didn't have much money, so I didn't have like nice clothes growing up. So when I went into school and it's like things like non-uniform day and that, I would see people wearing like really nice clothes, and I'd be like, shit, I would love to be like that person. Like I'd love to be like them, and I'd walk past different people like, damn, I wish I was in their shoes. And as you got older, like as I hit, like it wasn't until I was like 17, 18 I started to realise it was like all them kids that I looked up to or I wanted to be, I didn't realise I actually fancied them the whole time and not realised, because obviously they looked a certain way, they dressed a certain way, and it was me kind of being like, oh, I'd love to be that person, not realising like, no, I'd like to be with that person. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then as well, like I came out bi first. Like I was out with my mates for my mate's 18th birthday. I came out as bi to him.
Yeah.
Can I just say one thing? I think that's how every gay story starts, because even I came out as bi
Yeah,
when I was with a wee girl.
it's an easy
Buying
way out.
yourself time.
Yeah, it's
Literally.
literally buying yourself time.
Bi in yourself thing.
But it is buying yourself time to kind of accept it a bit more. It gives you, and I'll say buying.
Did you
So-
give up when they kept
Fuck
saying
Trump.
see you later?
So I told my best friend I was bi, and then that exact same night we were out in a very local kind of scummy chavvy bar in town, club, begins with a T. I told him I was bi, and I went home. Instead of telling my mum first, I put it all over Facebook in like a drunken rampage, and then woke up the next morning and saw it and had to delete it. And then my mum called me And she was like, I'm so disgusted you didn't tell me first. I'm your mother. Like, I always knew, blah, blah, blah. So I went up to her house and we were sitting there and she went, see your bye? And I went, yeah, like both. And she went, right, okay, when are you going to tell me you're gay?
Oh.
And my heart sunk as I don't know what you're talking about. Like, and then it was about 6 months later, me, her, and my auntie went out for dinner. And I just turned around and my mum and told her and she was like, oh shit. But the hard part was telling my dad. So I got my mum to tell my dad. And I sat in the house, shitting myself. And my dad came in and went, you have something to tell me? And I went, yeah. And he went, do you still do boxing? And I was like, yeah. And he went, you still like exercise and stuff? And he went, yeah. And I went, that's alright, I don't give a shit, do whatever you want to keep me healthy. And I was like, oh my god, it was easier than I thought. Why did I make such a big deal out of everything?
See, my coming out stories are kind of a bit different in the sense that I told my mummy first. Granted, I also came out publicly on Facebook on the date of Brady's birthday.
That's right.
Also,
That happened.
the date I started drinking and the date I started smoking. So it has multiple meanings.
Yeah.
So 4 meanings so far.
All 3 of those things happened at my birthday.
Yeah,
That was
more or
amazing.
less. So after that there, it was kind of like, I think it was actually a few weeks before, I was like, right, I need to tell someone. And at the time, I was going through a bit of a rough patch, so I was like, I'll tell my mummy. Literally walked down, literally basic bitch fucking expression, just no emotion whatsoever. I went, mummy, can I tell you something? She's like, oh son, whatever. And I was like, I'm gay. And she's like, are you sure and all? Like, you don't want to like tell people and then have to go back. And I was like, yeah, I'm positive. I like men more than I like wee girls. In fact, I like men 100% more than I like wee girls. And she's like, are you sure? And I was like, I've been with enough wee girls to know that I don't like Fanny. And she was like, right, no worries, whatever.
Spare me the details.
Didn't actually say any of that. I just more or less told her, yeah, I'm sure. And she was like, right, no worries. But I was like, can you keep it a secret from Aaron and my dad? Because my brother is very smickish, so I was expecting typical homophobe. My dad, kind of religious, so I was expecting, waterboard technique. And I was like, just whatever. Until one day when I just had a fucking enough of it, and I feel like my ma told my dad because he kept like throwing wee subtle hints, and I was like, he well knows something. So he turned around, was like, he threw something as like, it was a joke about liking a girl, and then added on, unless it's a wee lad. And I turned around, yeah, it is. I like wee boys. Well, actually, no, I like men. And he turned around and went, actually, and I was like, yeah. My brother just turned around and went, alright, fair enough. In the most smickish way ever. And I was like, right, happy days. Until I turned around after eating my minced carrot and onion, because that's a typical Irish dinner, and seen my dad standing there doing some weird ass fucking jig that I have never seen in my life before, because he finally accepted that I was actually gay and was proud. So he was dancing behind me, and I was just like, can you just sit down and eat your fucking dinner? This doesn't have to be any more awkward than it already is. And to this day, my parents are still awkward to make gay jokes.
Yeah.
Do you know something I've never picked up on? I've known Caolan a long time. Has it been 10 years? Must be
Where
close.
did we know each other?
I think it's been about 10 years now.
Yeah, about 10 years.
I've known Kevin,
How long have I known you?
About 2-3 years.
2-3 years. When the two of you tell
Should we
stories,
go
like
fourth year?
you just do imitations of people, and I never picked that up before. But both of you do it.
Yeah.
You don't imitate other characters in the story.
See,
Yeah, but also me and Adam have known each other for 18 years, and this has been the worst 18 years of my
18
entire
years.
fucking life. Yeah.
See, growing up, I loved watching comedians, and I am obsessed with like Britain's Got Talent impersonators. I love seeing, like, that's why I love Snatch Game on Drag Race.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it.
Extra
So I
Drag
grew
Race.
up doing impressions, and I'd done loads of impressions. Like, I used to sit down in front of my family. So like that Jar Jar Binks and Yoda, like I practiced that shit for years. I used to do like Little Nicky and stuff. Like that's if I ever had to stand up in a comedy club, the first thing I would go to is impressions.
Alright.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
I
love
wouldn't. I go
impersonating
for
other people.
one-liners, to be honest.
Alright.
But see, talking about it,
Hold on.
what?
Give us a bit of Jar Jar. Just
No.
this one.
Go, Kevin,
No,
go.
I can't be put on the spot. It has to be like
Melissa, Jar Balloons.
no,
That's shit. So exactly, prove your work.
No.
None. Wait for that.
Maybe we will do a script read one day, and then you'll get to see all about it. But until then,
Yeah, maybe we'll put it on that YouTube channel that I keep forgetting to have because I've been meaning to.
That YouTube channel I'm not subscribed to, but I'm definitely not going to subscribe to now.
Thanks, bro.
but see, Carmen, you know what's funny, right?
Yeah.
See, growing up, right, I was always like So you didn't know me before I was like 20, right?
I
Yeah.
didn't know
So
you before 2 years
from
ago.
like 10 right up to 16, 17, I was running about in like oversized Nike track bottoms and like horrible Nike t-shirts, and like I wore the worst clothes. I thought I was the biggest smick ever, and I was always like, you know, the masculine type. And even like coming at work, nobody ever knows I'm gay when they meet me. And see, it took my mum till 21, 22 to make me watch Drag Race. Like, she told me about Drag Race one day. I think the Drag Race must have been on season 8 or 9. She told me about it. She was like, "Oh, it's great, you'd love it." And I said, "What's it about?" She went, "It's drag queens and after like sewing competitions and comedy and like blah blah blah." And I went, "That sounds like the worst thing ever."
Yeah.
And I remember when I was working at Subway, I met this couple in my work, and they were like, "Do you want to come up to the arse for a drink?" And they made me watch season 6 Drag Race. So I went up and watched it, and it was Bianca Del Rio season.
Ooh.
And I watched it, and I was hooked. I went home, and I think I spent like 3 weeks watching them all. I think I've watched every single season like 2 or 3 times now.
I've like dipped in and out of seasons, but God, like, see whenever you finally like commit the one and you're watching it
Have
all
you
the way
watched
through.
season 4 and 5 with
No.
Sharon Needles and Jinx Monsoon?
I know Sharon Needles,
They're the
Whatever.
best seasons. Go and watch them.
4 and 5.
Hey Jack, why you look so bored, bro?
I'm not bored. I'm looking at my map. I'm looking at my map of New Hanover from Red Dead
fuck's
Redemption 2.
Did you get that with the game?
Rockstar always does that. Always
Yeah,
does that.
yeah,
Because see, when Red Dead 2 came out,
I bought it.
I got it digital,
Yeah, so did I.
but I got a PlayStation. For my mum asked my sister to order a PlayStation once off Wish. No, not Wish. What's that website called?
Very.
Very,
Yeah.
yeah. And she got it on finance, but my sister took ages doing it, and so my mum got fed up and ordered her own. But my sister went ahead and ordered it, and it was the Red Dead 2 bundle.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So they had 2 PlayStations. They were like, "Do you want that?" So I said to my sister, "Look, I'll take it. I'll give you the finance every week up until it's done."
Yeah.
So I bought it off her, and I still have a sealed copy of Red Dead 2 on PlayStation 4 sitting in the house. And the worst thing was, like, if I'd have sold it there and then, it'd be worth like 30, 35 quid. See, now it's like 12 quid.
Yeah.
Straight in value.
It's not worth that much.
Mm.
This 6-person podcast has suddenly become 4 people.
4.
Quite amazing, because Adam and Caolan have went down and bullied each other or
Shared.
something.
Probably.
Yeah. I've been doing something this week. So
What?
I've been testing a theory.
Oh,
Okay.
God,
So-
this.
Can't colostomy bags be used as weighing bags?
Kind of. So last Sunday was Valentine's Day, as you know. And, you know,
Shout out to all you lovers out there.
shout out to all you lovers out there. The 4 of us, we just sort of, you know, we sat about and drank. Now, I was in work on Monday. I was meant to be in work on Monday, rather.
Yeah.
I drank an entire box of box wine, 3 litres, on my own. I drank it all.
Plus
And,
all three.
I think it's important to mention on the box it says it's the equivalent to 4 bottles.
Yeah. I essentially drank 4 bottles of wine. And
That's poison.
so, the next morning, however, Kevin, right? See if you
Right.
believe this. I woke up. It was Monday morning. It was 7:30. My alarm was set for 8 o'clock. I woke up half an hour before my
Fresh as
alarm,
a daisy.
and I felt amazing.
Yeah.
Now, I still called in to work anyway. I still called in and said, you know,
Do you want to take advantage of this amazing
yeah.
day you've got?
I said, can't come in today, and that was fine. But, what was it? Was it Thursday? It was Wednesday night. I thought,
Wednesday.
Stupidly big beer.
I thought I need to test this theory because I felt amazing after Sunday night, after drinking all that box wine. So I went on it again, and I drank. This time I only drank about half. Okay, I only
Right.
drank about 1.5 litres of box wine, 2 bottles of wine essentially.
Yeah.
The next day I woke up, and I'm not joking when I say this Thursday just passed yesterday.
Yeah.
Was the best day I've ever had in work. It was amazing. I woke up once again before my alarm went off. Had a great day. Didn't feel tired at all. And it was just, there's something to it.
This is the thing. There may be no correlation, though.
There
You
might
have
be
just
no
had a really good
correlation at
day.
all. But I think the only way we're ever going to find that out is if I like get really shit-faced drunk on wine before work more.
Actually, now that you mention it, regardless of how much alcohol I've drank, I still wake up earlier than I do sober.
Can I just
Hey.
add to that? I don't know
No, you
why.
may not.
Well, fuck you, Jack. I'm going to. No matter what, even if it's 1 glass or 10, I always like have broken sleep when I drink.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost as if no matter how much, if alcohol is in my system, I'm going to wake up the next morning feeling like shit. Not necessarily with a hangover, but it's just as if I've had a bad night's sleep. Because even recently, every time I've drank, I haven't woke up with a hangover. It's just been, I'm extremely tired, as if I only fell asleep an hour before.
Do you ever feel like alcohol makes your piss clear?
What?
Considering I'm just back from one, and it was fucking, you could almost drink that shit.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
I don't know what that's
because,
about.
because it's just the volume of liquid you're drinking, isn't it?
Technically, yeah, because you're not dehydrated
Yeah.
yet, because you're still putting fluids into your body.
Yeah. I'm with Jack in this one, though. I always wake up earlier whenever I'm drinking heavily, and the worst case of it
Not
was,
necessarily heavily. But
well,
whatever.
at Christmas time,
When you drink heavily.
at Christmas time, I made mulled wine.
And it tasted
my
like
God.
shit.
Two bottles of mulled wine. I thought someone else was going to help me drink it. Ended up just being me, and Jack had some of it as well. Not great. I tapped out pretty early in the night. I woke up,
Yeah.
what felt like 5 minutes later. I went in the toilet. I was still shit-faced drunk, and I looked at the clock. It had been 7 hours.
No.
Put it this way, Adam. When you made mulled wine that night, that was the night you last seen me and Kevin.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen you since 3 months.
No.
So put that into perspective of how nice your mulled wine actually was.
That was
You've
brutal.
ruined a friendship for 3 months.
It was brutal.
That was brutal. I can't remember. It was definitely you. I think it was you. It was also Emer singing "We Love Jack" because Jack is our mate. Tell me to like.
Oh yeah, we were trying to get you to chug it.
And I did down a mulled wine.
I
and it
definitely
was-
did that.
Can I just
Horrible.
say, me or Jack and Paul are the two most fucking wholesome people I've ever known.
I understand with Paul, like, but
Okay, listen, this isn't a wholesome podcast. If you don't
Oh, I know, but that's
if you
why
don't
it's
have
little-
something mean to say, don't say anything.
That's
at all.
why it's a 10-second
There's
segment.
there's only
Brady.
two. There's only
Blank
two
the first
wholesome
word.
people. There's only two wholesome people in the world: Elon Musk and Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Am I right?
I knew Caolan was gonna do this because I
I'm
remember.
gonna fucking wreck something.
Like I know how Caolan talks, and I just knew in my mind that he was gonna do this.
That's good.
repeatedly.
In fairness, I am drunk, and Brady even knows the only people that call him by his first name is either people really close to him or people that don't know him whatsoever.
Okay.
Oh yeah. By the way,
And that's why I keep accidentally doing it.
I mentioned my secondary school by name.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so did I.
While you were away.
I take it you just didn't make time stamps. Did you?
No.
Nah, I didn't. Great.
It's
That's
sometime after you go to
Brady.
the bathroom.
The reason we did
You're
it.
joking me, Adam.
Yes, sir.
End this.
No, there's still 14 minutes.
No,
left.
we've had enough.
How long will we be going?
We're at an hour 15. I'm cutting it down.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
Okay.
crap!
Nah, keep it going.
No.
Oh, what way does everyone shower?
Oh, yes, we...
Oh,
Okay.
for fuck's
With
sake.
one hand in the air.
We'll finish this debate, right? Let me set this up, okay? So, we stumbled across this organically the other day. People shower in different ways.
This
Kevin,
is true.
do you... I assume you have like a shower, like a detachable shower head.
Yeah,
Yep.
because it's a bath shower.
Shower. Right.
It's not a full shower.
Do you detach it, or do you just stand underneath it?
I stand underneath it.
Keolan, what do you do?
I stand underneath it.
Are you not too tall?
No, actually, in fairness, because obviously we live together, every time he's out of the shower, when I go to get a shower, I have to raise it about easily a foot and push it up to the very limits. And even still, it only hits the back of my neck.
See, we only found out yesterday that our shower is like adjustable. We only found
No.
that out.
No, I
And
learned that
that,
the first day because obviously he is a good foot smaller than me.
7 inches.
Same shit.
Significant.
So, more or less, every time I get a shower after him, I have to adjust it. And every time he gets a shower after me,
You can't
he has to call me in to lower it.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
No, I find out that all the boys don't take the shower head off, and then I asked Jack, and he said, "Well, I hunch under it."
Jack hunches
I was like,
under it.
What do you mean you hunch under it? I was like, "Do you not know you can like push it up?"
I
And
do
like,
know, I just can't be fucked.
I was like, so instead,
You just-
hunch.
Actually, it's not that I can't be fucked. There's so much fucking black gunk on that fucking shower, it sickens me.
That's disgusting.
Have you tried cleaning it?
In
Why would
fairness,
I do
my
that?
work sells good shower cleaner, and it is top of the range. So please
I
come shop at my work. That I will not say because of copyright purposes.
You need to sober
For
up or
those
stop
of
talking,
you
buddy.
who know-
I have a pretty good story for you, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
hit us with it.
I've been in the flat about 6 years, right? Keelan's been there a year. I've seen like loads of people come and go upstairs.
Oh, right.
The people that are there now, they're students. They've been there for not even a year, maybe about 9 months. About 9 months from the start of last summer.
Yeah.
And I've never had issues in the flat ever. And then there was a leak last year upstairs because all the pipes froze over, and it was the winter before last. There was nobody there. Pipes froze over, burst. Ever since, like if I leave anything covered for more than a month, when I take it away, like my windowsills after I take my Christmas tree down, covered in damp, completely head to toe in damp, right? But I thought that was the worst of it, and it wasn't. A couple of months ago, we were lying in bed, and we just heard this on the ceiling,
No.
and we saw
In
the
case the
neighbours.
mics didn't pick that up,
It's like a scuttling.
it's the Scotland.
Yeah, so we saw the neighbours not long, a couple of days after, and they were like, "Yeah, we have mice," and I was like, "Yeah, I've heard them." And it was actually in my work. They came into my work, and they
The
were like,
mice?
"We have mice." Yeah, yes, the mice just trotted up into my work. Yeah, but they were like, "We have mice," and I was like, "Yeah," and he went, "How many have you killed?" And I went, "None." He went, "What do you mean?" I went, "We haven't had any." Like, I know the flat, top to bottom. I know every wee nook and cranny that could get in. Like, I've checked everywhere. There's no holes in the flat.
Yeah.
There's like one hole in my boiler cupboard that leads up to the ceiling. But we have a box in front of it, and then there's my kitchen cupboard, which is full of so much cleaning materials, I won't be able to climb over it, right? And he said, "Yeah, we're on 13. And he showed me pictures
My
of all
life.
the mice they've killed. And then they got the landlord in. They got these new fucking like mouse repellent things.
It's like
It's
some
like a
sonar
plug.
shit.
It's like a plug-in, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And
Actually,
then
it
they
works
had
on ultrasound.
all the holes filled in upstairs. They had rat poison put down or mouse poison, whatever. Even still, that was 3 weeks ago, and we're still hearing the scurrying at night. And then I got woke up. I think it was yesterday morning at 9 o'clock in the morning. The whole flat was gutted out by the landlord. And I was like, "They're moving out." So I went out in the weekend. I was in the garden. I was like, "Are they moving out?" And they went, "No, why?" And I went, "Is it because they're mice?" And he went, "Not sure, mate. We're just here to gut out the flat." And I was like,
Can I just
Okay.
add?
It's because of the mouse.
I remember waking up because of the whole place getting gutted and the noise they were making, and I was just like, "Fuck, are they moving out?" Looked out the back, everything was gutted, like the whole back was clean, and that's because of the mice, obviously. But I was just kind of like, fuck it, maybe, who knows?
But there
Yeah,
was one
bother.
guy.
Yeah,
There was
bother.
one guy that lived there, right? It was the first neighbours I ever met, and they were there for 2 years while I was there. And there was one girl, Sinead, who I talked to quite a lot. Like, she was like my wee pal.
Yeah.
And I went in one day and she was moving out, and the door was like wide open. She was sitting on the stairs. I was like, "You alright?" And I went, "Yeah, I'm moving out." And I was like, "Shit." And she went, "See, while you're here, do you want to take a look at the flat? Because it's probably the only time you'll get to." And I was like, "Yeah, 100%. So we went up and had a look about. And she went, "This is Kenny's room." And she went, "You sure you want to go in there?" And I was like, "Why?" And she was right opposite his room. She went, "It's bad." And she had to push the door open, like force the door open. It was completely covered in clothes, wrappers, food. She showed us, he had his own wee tiny ensuite, right? It was like a box, and there was hair all over the floor, and the sink was like a yellow colour, and it was disgusting. And I was like, "That's where the mice
Yeah,
came
that's
from."
probably where I had mice.
Yeah.
I do you know what the worst thing was? I walked past him one day and said hello to him, and then about a week later I seen him again, and he was wearing a wig, he was wearing high heels, he had fake boobs on, and I was like, "What happened to Kenny?" And
Kevin.
then a couple of weeks later, after he moved out, PSN and I
Yep.
bust through my door,
What?
being like, "Is your name Kenny?" And I can't remember his last name, and I was like, I was sitting there having a drink with my mates, and I was like, "No," like he used to live upstairs, and I told him everything. Now apparently he's like, I don't know, something. But
Remember, you had to take off your fake boobs to pretend you weren't Kenny.
so yeah, it turns out they were looking for him, and I was like, "Damn, he's messy," and other things.
So it turns out he was trans and more or less mental health had fucked up, so he went missing and the cops had to go look for him.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's pretty awful.
I know, it went from nerdy shit to real dark shit in this podcast, but
Speaking of real dark shit, I've got some people to scold after this podcast. We're gonna have words.
We got words.
Yeah.
I love you too,
Dude.
Brady.
How do you
Oh
know?
my
Are you
god!
Are we going to have the name
Exactly.
of this episode? I'm going to have to bleep that again.
We can't
So
do
see,
it
the next
again.
podcast is it I'm allowed to come down and Keelan's not.
Yeah, more or
Yeah,
less.
okay.
Yeah.
Gillen's got a perma
I think the name of this podcast is Caolan's a cunt.
Or just
That's a lot of names of everything.
Also, this may be the podcast with a record number of C words. So maybe.
Really?
Cunt.
We've been saying a lot.
I believe
Actually,
so.
between the two of them, yeah.
I believe so.
I fucking
Here.
called it.
I don't know if you know, right? So I told Brady and I told Carmen.
Kevin's pregnant.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So
Congrats.
it's a bit of a hint, right? So I'm not going to say where I work at, but I work at where they make the best gravy ever. And this gravy is so it's a restaurant, right?
He said that.
It's a type of fast food restaurant. So they make really nice gravy, right? And we have these massive industrial
Oxo
microwaves. We have these massive industrial microwaves.
Yo,
They're
calm yourself.
they're about that high, right? Right? They're quite big. I'm just gonna give you some of this.
Carmen, you're like a human laugh track. Like, shut the fuck
These
up.
fucking...
Inbred.
Right, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to outline the rest of this podcast. Kevin's going to finish what he's saying, and I'm just going to go, what a great story, Kevin, and then do the outro.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh my god, okay?
Right.
Everyone
No,
shut
fucking
up.
don't.
We used
Save
to
it till
have
next week.
these massive industrial microwaves, and they were about £1,200 a piece. So to swap them out, we're the first shop that got new ones, because we're like the flagship store of the country, and they got these wee tiny
country's
silver
that?
microwaves, right? And our gravy pots just about fit inside. And it was the first day we got them. I was on 5 o'clock, and one of my guys started screaming, "Microwave, microwave, microwave!" And I was like, "What?" And I looked over, and there was fucking gravy dripping out of the microwave. So I went over, opened the microwave, and the fucking gravy came flying out at me, went all over my arm, and I ended up with fucking blisters.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Oh, those are fucking nasty, man.
they're bad.
Was it like the
Really,
scene
really
in The
bad.
Shining where the elevator doors open, but
It
just
made-
gravy?
I said that to
He
them
actually
too.
described
I
it as
literally
that
said that. It was
earlier.
like The Shining, where all the blood, it was all gravy, and it was roasting hot. Just exploded.
Because we're on Spotify, obviously you can't see. It genuinely looks like he's going to need skin grafts on his arm.
Yeah, those are nasty, man.
It'd
It's
be a lot
probably
funnier
score.
if you were in Wales and your fella was like, Punty Ping, Punty Ping.
Speaking
Were you like Ponty Ping at him? Did your comments, fella?
I
I
really
means
know Punty Ping.
microwave.
speaking of skin grafts, did you see that picture of that fella who has fish skin grafted to his body? And it's like healthy, it's growing. It's crazy.
Yeah.
That was a very cool story, Kevin.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like at the end of the day, Adam will turn around to me and go, "Oh, I can't believe you did this today. You were so," and
Bitchy.
I don't know what I'm thinking. I don't know what I did that day, but that was another Carmen who did that, not me. And I
Thank
get
you for
scared.
having us on this podcast. It
You know
has
what?
been really fun.
Keelan
Wait,
Kevin.
please.
Keelan Kevin, thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah,
You've
well
been
done.
Thank you.
On
You've
being
both
the
been
guest
great.
who's
Been a
had been
pleasure.
bleeped the most.
Yeah.
Absolute pleasure.
Obviously, I'm like the R2D2
Yeah.
of this fucking podcast.
I hope you loved having me.
You've both been great. Thank you to you guys. I'm just going to fuck it, say it. Thank you
this-
to myself.
Yeah.
If this is PE, we call it the bleep test.
And I hope to God we get invited back again, but hey ho, who knows? Thanks
I
for
will
having me.
emote.